All right, so we just started week 7 of the Artist's Way. So we just finished week 6, and I want to get on here and do my weekly recap, my little check-in. Because I just finished doing my check-in. I'm about to get ready to read week 7, but I want to do this first so I don't get the weeks confused. Because last week, yeah, I did have like a late start last week on reading my chapters, so we're gonna go ahead and do this now. While I went ahead and already finished the chapter, I'm probably gonna either read week 7 today or tomorrow. So week 6 was focused on recovering a sense of abundance. Let me read the little excerpt in the beginning. This week, you tackle a major creative block: money. You were asked to really look at your own ideas around God, money, and creative abundance. The essays will explore the ways in which your attitudes limit abundance and luxury in your current life. You will be introduced to counting, a blockbusting tool for clarity and right use of funds. This week may feel volatile. It did feel a little volatile. Nothing too crazy, but just like with my own journey, just like a little moment of transparency in the current stage of my life, especially like with being unemployed for so long and just trying to navigate like financial insecurity and trying to figure out like what the next few months, years, not, I guess not years, months, weeks are gonna look like. I've been just feeling very uncertain. I had to really like find like a sense of surrender and just accepting everything's gonna work out the way it's supposed to work out. And there was this one part of the chapter where it was focused on like just writing out how I feel about money and how I grew up feeling about money. And a lot of it was somewhat negative. I wouldn't say very negative, but just like seeing that money was just a way. Basically, I felt like money growing up was the end all be all, and anything I wanted to do in life, if it didn't bring in money or feel lucrative, I didn't feel like it was worth my time. And it wasn't until like I really reevaluated my life and saw that I wasn't necessarily the most happiest person, and that I had to put my happiness first above trying to find ways to make money and things of that nature. So just like reevaluating that and just realizing for myself that I would prefer to live a life where I am happy doing what I do. And for me, that is creating in different various forms, whether that's digitally sharing stories, putting together like my creative ideas in a digital format, or whether that's actually writing and just finding ways to bring those things together to really fully feel free, right? And I've always allowed like the lack of money or just being in situations where I'm not the most financially well off, especially coming from like a family that's not rich or a family where we kind of had it figured out as life came at us. I have always felt like, well, if it's kind of up to me to make money so that my family will be better off in the future. But then I had to also get to a point where I had to accept that, again, that's not the end all be all, and I'd rather be focused on being happy, and the money will just naturally come. And this one thing in the chapter was like really just highlighting that you don't necessarily need money to have like a sense of abundance, and trusting that God wants us to live a happy and fruitful life. And part of that is just doing things that make you happy and make you feel comfortable, and feeling the need to treat yourself and give yourself the luxuries in life that you deserve just for existing and being, and that you don't have to reach a certain point to deserve that luxury, right? Because I feel like a lot of times, especially for myself, I just see that I need to earn any form of luxury in my life, but I've also come to realize I deserve it just for existing and being, and I don't need to be frugal or feel like I need to earn any sense of luxury, because God wants that for me, right? And if I serve a God who is abundant and all loving, God's gonna love me and provide the blessings that I deserve in this lifetime, regardless of whether or not I earn them or not, right? And just knowing that we serve a loving God is something that really helps me reframe that mindset, especially my own mindset around money and the role of money in my life, and just realizing that, again, I deserve these things just for simply being. And I feel like all throughout my life and all throughout probably multiple people's lives out here, whether whatever your journey looks like, you feel like you need to earn something in order to really be happy, right? Or you feel like you need to earn the right to luxury or the right to enjoy life. But what's the point of living if we're not going to enjoy the entirety of the journey? Like, of course, there's already enough things in life that cause negativity or cause us distress and feel bad about ourselves and all these other things. Like, we feel like we're not good enough, whatever that might look like for each individual person. But we deserve to make ourselves feel good and feel happy about our lives. And I feel like a big part of that is just finding little ways to treat ourselves and little ways to give ourselves the luxury we deserve. And a big part of that is, for myself, self-care. So whether that's having like a little spa day, going out, I'm trying to find ways so I can do more for myself. And part of that is also going to be more possible now that I have a job. But even without a job, just finding free ways or financially sound ways to treat myself that are within reason, because it's hard to do that when you don't have the funds. But also, like, I deserve it, so I need to find ways to treat myself in my everyday life, whether that's me just sitting and having a little game night with myself, or sitting and having a self-care night for my artist date, doing a little face mask at home. Sometimes we might feel like we need to earn that, but your existence is enough reason to say that you deserve it. So kind of just reframing that and realizing that, again, I serve a God who is abundant in all ways. And so I don't need to fear or feel like I am lacking, because whatever I need, God will provide, and everything's going to work out the way it's intended to work out. And all I need to do is show up. And if there's something I want to go after it. Just take the leap, and God will cast the net, basically. So, yeah, that's just where I've been at recently. So we're just gonna run through my check-in, the 4 weekly questions. So how many days did I do my morning pages? I did them 6 out of 7 days this week. And it really helped me look at areas in my life where I feel lack, or where I feel like I need to earn any sense of abundance or earn any sense of luxury. Especially like when it comes to self-care, because I feel like, well, before I was feeling like I need to earn self-care, but self-care is just like a non-negotiable, or at least it should be for most people. And just existing is a sign that we should take care of ourselves, because you shouldn't just earn the right to take care of yourself. You should just do that automatically. And if you don't do it automatically, we should see why we don't do that and why we don't treat ourselves that way, because we deserve it. And then I've also been really using my morning pages to examine the areas of my life where I have been experiencing synchronicity, and just letting myself kind of live through the pages, if that makes sense. Just really letting everything kind of flow onto the page. I don't really try to censor anything. And when I do feel like that censor pop up, just trying to use my affirmations to combat that. And I do still utilize my affirmations throughout my morning pages. Like, if there's a certain point where I don't really know what else to write, or I just feel like I need some affirming, then I go back to my affirmations. I feel like this is a great tool, and I'm glad that was like established early on in my artist way journey, because it's still something I utilize. Maybe not every day, but a lot of days out of the week. Probably like 4 days out of 7. But yeah, I didn't hit all 7 days this week. We only got 6, but that's okay. We can't be perfect every time. Of course, we strive for perfection, but we're a work in progress. So we're riding the wave. And then question 2, of course, did we do an artist date? So I did do my artist day this week. It was another indoor chill week, but this time I tried to switch it up a little bit. I still played Pokemon, but I got on Pokemon Champions, which is like competitive Pokemon if you don't know. Um, I had low expectations for it just because like I've never really played competitive Pokemon, but I kind of had the inkling or the urge to try something new. And I'm a little cold at it. I'm not gonna lie, but that was something new we tried this week. I did really enjoy doing that. I was up until probably like 1 a.m. on Friday playing that. So I had a good time. We're climbing the ranks, loving that. It's a new experience, but a great one nonetheless. And then synchronicity. So I've been experiencing a lot of synchronicity in the form of gratitude or just highlighting gratitude in my life. So the chapter, of course, focused on abundance and areas where we might feel like a lack of abundance or feeling just lack in general, especially when it comes to money and finances. But I feel like something that's also really closely tied to abundance is gratitude. When you express more gratitude, of course, you realize how abundant your life already currently is. And that's something that I've been reflecting on. And as I was reflecting on that throughout the week, of course, like right now, I don't know if I talked about this in a previous video or what, but I'm currently reading Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. And I just finished the chapter on gratitude, and maybe that's why it was at the forefront of my mind, but I think that's some little synchronicity there. And in the chapter, he's like talking about how when we show gratitude for things we already have in our life, then we realize that we're not really lacking anything, and that every instance in every situation we have something to be grateful for, whether it's even if it's something negative, right? Because we gain knowledge and wisdom from each situation that we go through in life. And by just like shifting our perspective and realizing that there are people around us or people out in the world who are less fortunate than we are, it allows us to have more gratitude for things we already currently have in our life, and also highlights again that we're not really lacking anything. We have all that we need, and everything else is kind of extra. But that was just a little synchronicity there that I experienced, and just really allow myself to express gratitude for the people in my life and little ways where that's just letting them know how much I appreciate and love them for just being there in my life. Because I know when the people are a part of our normal day to day, it is kind of difficult to realize, oh, I really do appreciate you. So when I feel that nudge or like that burst of love and gratitude for the people in my life, I try to let them know and just, yeah, just let, it doesn't hurt to let people know that you love and appreciate them. So just expressing that gratitude. And also I feel like that ties in with kindness, because through gratitude and kindness, there's like a continuous feedback loop, because when you express gratitude to other people, it allows them to know that what they're doing is feeding you, and it allows them to continue being kind because they know it's being appreciated. But the same thing goes for us, right? Like if we're being kind to other people, then they're going to express gratitude for us. And it's not like you're doing it for that validation, but just being able to allow kindness and gratitude to kind of commingle and feedback into the world around us. But then my last question, did I have any issues? No issues. Not really an issue, but I did complete my notebook, and this might be synchronicity, but I finished on the last page of my I finished my check-in on the last page of my notebook. I didn't even realize it was the last page because the page felt a little thicker because it has this little cover page back here, but we're moving on to a new notebook, and we are officially in the second half of the artist's way. So I'm excited to see what else this journey has in it. I feel like I've been getting a lot of wisdom and clarity, and just being able to highlight a lot of areas of my life where I have blockages or maybe just different areas of lack that I need to feed and pour more into. And it has allowed me to be more open when it comes to expressing how I'm feeling and just exploring those emotions throughout my morning pages, and even like speaking to my friends and family. So the next chapter is I think it's recovering a sense of connection. Let me check. Yes. Recovering a sense of connection, week 7. So I'm excited to see what that's all about. I've been saying I've been looking for a community and wanting to connect with other people. So I feel like this chapter might help with that. But that might not even be what the chapter's completely about. I might be like connecting with myself. I haven't read the excerpt yet or anything, but we're going to see. So I don't know if it's connected with other people, connected with myself, but we're gonna find out. But that's it for today for week 6. Until next time.